Not sure if this is any better, but wanted to do one last little bit of streaming just so there's a bit of closure. A bit of closure. That's really dramatic. But yeah, I just wanted to like finish stream, like actually like close it out as opposed to like being shut out. And I get it. Like I streamed for like way too long. I don't know if I'm trying to compensate for like not getting on here for like 12 years. But yeah, I'm not even sure if this is going through. This is awesome. And my hair is mm. So yeah. Is there like I feel like there's hair grease on everything. I don't remember what we were talking. Oh yeah, okay. So here's my last point. I don't want to let this like slip because I haven't even thought about it before. But what I would have done with Jungkook, or what I would have done with NCT as far as like membership lineup changes, 10 would have been the 10th member of NCT 127. That way, whenever they go around the world, they can perform their smash hit that like got them all of this love from all over the world, The Seventh Sense. Because you have all of the like OGU members, and then I would have used Jungwoo and his absolute attractability. I don't know what that. You know what I mean. But I would have used Jungwoo's like undeniable fan attractorness to establish a new subunit and built from there. But what do I know? What am I doing? Who cares? Okay, hey Taquan. I was just trying to finish my thought or like let everyone else finish their thoughts and whatnot so that it would like not be so all over the place. You're telling me my mind. Jay, what does that mean? You're. Is that it? I don't know. But yeah. That's what I would have done if we're adding people to 127. Cuz honestly, what has Jungkook done that like he needs to be in 127? If that makes sense. Like we don't really have a good idea of Jungkook like at all. So there's really oh, thank you, Jay. But like we don't actually have a really strong solid idea of who Jungkook is or like how he operates within NCT. So there's really he doesn't we don't have an idea of how he will be in 127. But 10, we have a very strong idea of who 10 is and how he operates with the guys who are in 127. So he would have been like, okay, that would have been a very natural addition to 127. And like it would make a whole lot of sense to anyone who knows NCT, and those are pretty much the only people who care about who's in which lineup and whatnot. So like it just would have made a whole lot more sense to add 10 and then yeah, but whatever. Hopefully they start making I don't know if they're waiting for like NCT to blow up before they start making like different subunits, but like honestly what would be the point of that, really? I mean, I guess cuz like there's more money to like make more themes. So it makes more sense, but like at the same time, like but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope I don't still have a booker. That would be really bad. But yeah, it's 3 a.m., so I need to sleep. I just wanted to actually say that instead of just like vanishing into the ether. No, remember when this one of their stylists posted like a bunch of like brown to black dots and someone said NCT Africa's coming. That would honestly, like honestly, my skin has been acting up so much this entire like I don't even know. Literally my entire resume as far as K-pop is concerned is just talking smack on the internet. So there's that. But girl, I told YG about themselves in 2015. So and what did I say? And what has happened? I wasn't even I told them the next big bang, the next big bang, the next big bang isn't going to come from YG if you don't get your stuff together immediately. And what happened? And what happened? And what happened? I know people hate to compare groups and they're different. Or, duh, they're different. If they weren't different, then they would just be a cover band. But oh my gosh, I hate. Oh, this is cool. This is. Where's the tissue? Where's the tissue when you need it? Oh, there's a tissue when you need it. You know what I'm interested in? I'm interested in like NCT Latin America or like whatever that would be. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with like their Latin American trainees. I mean, basically. That's one thing I don't understand about. I don't understand why YG doesn't like buy songs cuz like your sound isn't very your sound isn't very it doesn't have the same impact 10 years later. So, I am more than ready. I love Sogi's collabs. Like I just love Sogi, so I'm here for it. I'm like really bothered by how my hair is looking right now. What is that even? Like what is it? Who knows? Who knows? Like I don't even think their music ages badly, and maybe it's because a lot of their music has a lot of sentimental value for me. So like things that came out back then, they sound really back then, but that's to me that's the point of pop music. Like it's indicative of the time. It's kind of cheesy, it's kind of corny, but it's fun and it takes you back to a certain time to certain place. Cool. Okay, if we're going to continue that, we need to update it and we need to update it with more than just trap beats or whatever. Like we need to keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it funky. You can't be doing that with the same dude who's honestly like his stuff has been sounding old for the past like 5 years. So it's like that's all. Someone said, if you hate NCT now, you better start liking them because you gotta be a member in NCT. Honestly, really, truly, I believe in NCT, but I don't believe in SM Entertainment. So it's just, you know what? I feel like Janet and Boa could collab. And that's the thing that hurts my feelings more because like I'm pretty sure they won't, but I feel like they could, and I feel like it would be really cute. Also stream Made for Now on your service of choice. I actually like both groups. I just haven't been keeping up with them. My head looks so big from the thing going. What am I doing? We go up. We go up. Go up. We go up. We go up. We go up. I'm so annoyed. Why are you guys even watching me? I know. I should probably like react to them or something, right? Boo doo doo. Tell you, my what's it gonna do? A gun or the belly? I don't feel. Mm-hmm. 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 I go. What's it gonna do? A gun or the belly? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't feel. Mm-hmm. Vocal collab. I actually don't know. You know where they could have graduated to? You know where crew members of 127, not 127, of Dream could graduate to? Whichever group Chungku would have been in, even though Chungku's a baby boy, like he like has a really strong baby boy persona, so like he would kind of be awkward as a leader. But you know what? There's Mark. And maybe that would keep him out of China. So I don't. What do you mean by hardcore and citizen? Am I a hardcore and citizen? I guess so. I'm really invested in their concept. Like I'm really invested in them. So I guess I am a hardcore and citizen. But like, ooh, ooh, hui, Jino, Dio, Teo. I need Teo to release like his lately. Is that the name of the song? My brain is probably off. I need SM to release Teo's cover of Lately by Stevie Wonder on wax. My biases in NCT. Okay, so this is where I go into like, what is wrong with you? You need to get hobbies outside of K-pop. K-pop isn't even really a hobby, it's just music. Like, get a life. But whatever, say love you. So, Jaehyun is my husband. Johnny is my second husband if anything goes wrong with Jaehyun. Um, Taeil is my bestie. Taeyong is my bestie, but like I really don't trust him. I wouldn't be surprised if he called me from jail one day because he really just be on some stuff all the time. Um, who else? Mark is my firstborn child. Hechan is my baby boy. Jisung is my baby boy. Um, Ma is my baby boy's best friend. So he's basically an honorary baby boy of mine. And then, yeah. Hello, Frankencity. But yeah, like bias is Jaehyun. But like Taeyong is like a really like he's my best friend ever. But I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in jail because like he'd be on some stuff all the time. I don't. That's a really that sounded really bad, and I don't mean it in like oh my gosh he's an awful person or he's a criminal or like I don't know, maybe it's a college thing. But you know those people like you hang out with, but it's like, girl, if the cops come asking you anything, I don't know you. I've never seen you. I've never met you. I might have heard your name somewhere. How come people don't ask those questions more? Like, who would you like to be best friends with? Why don't we ask that question more? Jay, you're really fake and you're really me. Like, I was trying my darndest to like resist the urge to fulfill that stereotype, but Johnny just speaks to my spirit as someone over 5'5". Like he lit just like that. It's not even, "Hey Luna." Wait, how tall are you, Jay? And he's just really adorable. I want to be friends with Johnny and Taeyong for like very different reasons. That would be interesting. Juhon, Bobby, Sugar, Sugar. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do, 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 do. Watch it. I need to stop. I should go to bed, shouldn't I? I'm just. I don't know which locations. He does give me substitute teacher vibes as well. He's the way I would describe him is like kind of offensive, so I won't describe him the way I would describe him. But like he's very suburban, like super suburban. And like I feel like I know him, but I don't actually know him at all. But he just reminds me of people I went to school with, but like hopefully the nice people I went to school with and not the like annoying people I went to school with. But yeah. So like I want to be friends with Johnny in that sense. Like like he's very familiar, and then I want to be friends with Taeyong because he just seems like an interesting character. This is so unflat. Like this is such an unflattering view. I never watched iCarly, so I don't know who Spencer is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. can punk in like that. I love it. Mark seems like such a good kid. I don't know why, but I don't really think anything of Do Young, except he looks scary sometimes. That's how I feel about Key from Shiny. I genuinely feel like he would talk so much smack, and then I would talk so much smack back, and we would end up fighting. But like, that's the whole point. So South Parky for L really needs to know, what do I think is the most attractive thing about Jaehyun physically? I guess his face. Like, I guess he has kind of a basic face, but it's also like, I personally find it like harmonious, if you will. I don't know if I've been into K-pop for too long, but I'm like the faces that lots of like American fans like to call basic, like I'm starting to appreciate them a lot more than I did when I first got into K-pop. So I can acknowledge that he kind of has one of those faces, but I like his plain face. Yuta seems like he would be really annoying in high school. But then I also feel like I don't really know much about him. To Quan, nobody's gonna be in NCT Dreads unless they have a little Blasian trainee somewhere. So, yeah, most of the jocks at my school were goofy and like annoying. So that's probably why I think Yuta would be annoying. He seems like a flirt, or he is a flirt. Because what about NCT Girl? Okay, so I don't. Okay, so the two certified card carrying members of NCT Girls, 10 and Utah. Why? Because their teeth are perfect. I don't know why, but people with perfect teeth, grills just look right. Franken City is banned from the stream. People like Taeyong and Jechung are proof that anime or manga artists are in fact drawing Asian people and not white people. Because even though it isn't like a very typical face type, it is still more of an Asian face type. So no, I don't think it's just you, South Parky, for L. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's power up. Ow. Okay, would anyone still be interested in an NCT 2017 season's greetings? Or 2018 rather. That was an L. Would anyone still be interested in an NCT 2018 season's greetings? Because I have an extra one. I also have an extra shiny season's greetings. My life's a mess. Yeah. Um, what do I think? Jaehyun and Taeyong would be in high school. Taeyong would have been that like weird kid who he would have been like the weird kid who's like really into like bands and stuff. Yeah. Like he wouldn't really do anything. He would just like go to concerts and like draw on his vans. Maybe yeah, I feel like he would go to anime conventions. And he might be in an anime club, but that's about it. And then Jaehyun would Jaehyun would be I hate myself so much. He would be a student athlete, um, leader, president of Fellowship of Christian Athletes at school, and he would be a student leader in Young Life, for people who aren't from. I don't know if it's. I don't. I think it's a nationwide thing, but that's basically like a Christian like youth group organization where like I guess like Christian high school students can like hang out with each other in like a Christian environment or whatever. So he would be that and student president. And then his girlfriend would have gone pregnant and then she somehow would have disappeared and somehow that problem would have disappeared. I don't know what's gonna yeah, talk about it ever again. Yes. He would be that like really nice like he would be like the one nice person in his entire clique. Go, go, airplane. No, Johnny would have. Johnny would have been. Johnny would have been. Johnny was. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. He was a double standard for. I mean, there's probably a double standard for pretty much everything between girl groups and guy groups. Go, go, airplane. Would have been class president. What would his, I feel like he either would have done football or track. I'm not sure why. Like he would have done football or he would have done track. I'm getting really specific with it. Actually, no, he would have done both. And like track is where he would like hang out with his black friends. Class clown would have been Hechan or would be Hechan, and he would also be the star thespian of the theater department and like one of the star vocalists of choir. Ashanti literally like I don't know him, but I feel like I know him just from those pictures. Mark would have been like baby Jaehyun, except he wouldn't be in athletics. He would maybe be in like orchestra. Yeah, Mark would be in orchestra instead of like sports, but he basically would have been Jaehyun. Who would skip? I feel like Utah would skip class. Lucas would like try to be the class clown, but like he wouldn't even really be that funny. People would just laugh because they think he's cute. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Let's be real here. Do Young would have done. I feel like Do Young would have done academic decathlon and been in like all AP classes and just hated everyone. Do I think an NCT could date a foreign girl? I was about to say Utah, just because I feel like he could date a Japanese girl, but they could probably all date a Japanese girl. So, yeah. Sparrow. I don't know why, but Win Win reminds me of people in like Spanish Club. I mean, Johnny, yeah. No, it's not. It wasn't y'all. Teo is so like Teo is living his best life. Whatever he gets around, I guess, like non Asian people. I don't know. Because I remember with the African interviewer, like he had no manner hand. It was straight up like what's good was popping and I was like, wow, that's very forward. That's very, very forward. And then there was the other one of the like five blonde women who interviewed them. He was really trying his darndest with his like 5 minute survival English, and I was like, "You go, Teo, you go." Who would bring the sunflower seeds? Mark would do academic decathlon, and then he would be student council president once he became a senior. Okay, Jay, tell me if I'm lying or not. Jaehyun in the Japanese. I better delete this video because I'm wilding out. Okay, but Jay, tell me if I'm lying or not. Jaehyun in his limitless Japanese version, Get Up, is him during track after he's made all of his black friends. Lucas would be a player. Tell me that's not how like the two white dudes on the entirety, actually it wasn't two white dudes, it was like I think it was like two white dudes and an Asian dude. But like the three non-black people on the entirety of the track and field team. Is that not what happened? Is that not what happened? Did they not step their game up after a good semester of track? I mean, you guys didn't go to high school with me, so you don't know what I'm talking about, but still. Has anyone, have they talked about, y'all are always talking about what they said about dating and preferences, and I'm just like, where's this coming from? I remember last time y'all said Mark said his ideal age range is from 1992 to like 2003 years old. I was like, who is he checking for that was born in 92? Like, who would be in detention? Lucas. Um, I feel like Hedgehog would be a teacher's pet. So like he would always get away with a lot of stuff. And that is why they didn't debut Lucas until he was 18, because they knew. Actually, actually, Jaehyun might have been in theater. He could have been in theater. Hechan would tell the teacher that they forgot to collect homework. Hechan and maybe Do Young. I'm really mad that I came up with a whole like high school scenario in like 2 seconds, and I'm convinced, like so convinced that like this is it. That's what happened. I don't. It always makes me sad because he's always saying that, and it's like I don't like. I don't know. I guess maybe like Dreamy's just. I don't know, but it would make sense. Like you don't want your only friends to be the people like you basically live your entire life with, and like have to live your entire life with. Because people are always bringing up Shiny as like an ideal group as far as like friendships and things are concerned, but like they literally have like it like they've had pretty I won't say boundaries, but like they have entire like social circles, everything apart. So I think that's also important to like maintaining a good group dynamic and like working relationship. Who would start a food fight? Lucas? I'm not sure how I feel because, like, my high school, actually, not my high school specifically, but like where I went to high school is like Korea Boo heaven now. And I'm just like, wow, I really paved the way, but whatever. I'm completely joking. But like, it's really interesting to see how different it is now as opposed to like whenever I became a Korea Boo. If you don't know, I jokingly call like any fan of Korean pop culture a Korea Boo just because. You can stay. Oh, don't let you get up. If you touch me, no, get so. What's doing grown folks' business? But it sounds like Lucas. I haven't seen SF9's new comeback yet. I think I'm going to react to it because we didn't get around to it for Sammy Sophie Stuffy. Who is gonna lead the Dreamies next? I think it's like June, Hechan, Jeno, Jimin. Is Jimin 2000? Jimin's 2000 line? I feel like Jimin. Would Jimin lead? I don't know. I feel like Taeyong would be caught doing grown folks' business, whatever that means. Would I pause for a Jaehyun? Would I pause? Would I pause for Jaehyun, my third husband, Jung Hyun? Yes, yes, I would. Who would cuss a teacher out? Lucas, Yuta, Taeyong if he was having a bad day, Do Young under his breath. Hi, my name Utah. I'm going to chuck up the deuce in like 10 minutes. Because that will be 4 a.m. my time. I don't even know. Taeyong would have been like covertly bad, but he wouldn't be like bad bad, if that makes sense. I've never even thought of cussing out a teacher. Like it literally never even crossed my mind. I feel like Taeyong would either be kind of a loner who just like hung out with like would be like scene slash goth punk, that kind of those kinds of kids, or he would have like a girlfriend that he was on and off again with, and they were just really a roller coaster ride. You know what's really interesting? I mean, some schools are just weird. Like some schools are really just weird. But yeah. Like I feel like Taeyong, depending, like he would either be like an anime ho, so he would be like the one like that sounds so awful. The one guy in the anime club who showers. But you know what I mean? He would be like the one like kind of like the least socially awkward. Actually, he would still be socially awkward. It's just that more people would find him attractive, so they wouldn't really care how awkward he was. So he would have more experience socializing with people, so he'd be a little less awkward person in anime club, or he would have been like straight scene. Whatever scene is today. Do y'all still have scene now? I don't know. But yeah, he would be that kind of kid. Like in that sort of like misfit crowd, if there isn't like a proper like scene crowd, and he would just go to shows a lot with his girlfriend, and then they would break up, and then they would go back together, and then blah blah blah. Like, what bands do y'all follow now? Because like I'm not aware of any bands like actual rock bands. Johnny would be like a fake hipster, but like not even all the way. But he would think he's like really indie, but he's still pretty. Like he would be that that little sect of preppy kids who think they're really like indie and edgy, but they're actually not. Like scene and all of that was pretty much dead by the time I graduated high school. So I had already dipped by the time they started calling it scene, really. Who would date a Latin girl in NCT? I feel like Johnny would. I don't. I never really like know how to know how to understand, know how to answer those questions just because like oh gosh. I graduated 6 years ago. Degrassi. I only watched Degrassi, so I'm going to say Degrassi. I know 210 or Degrassi. Degrassi. I only count Degrassi. Yeah, like once it got to Liberty's little brother being like a main character, that's not Degrassi. That's something else. That's like Degrassi, the next generation, as far as I'm concerned. I hope Regular Irregular is Limitless, the full album. Cause girl, the way they're naming these tracks, if they name these tracks and they're not up to par, we're going to have issues. We're really gonna have issues. That reminds me, I need to pre-order. The Latin trap, I don't know what that means. Cause like you're not going to be singing in Spanish. So how is it going to be Latin? Are you sampling a reggaeton song? And like the song is generally trap or like what? Or are you basically like is the song gonna sound like Bad Bunny or something? Like what are we doing? Why what are we doing? I remember I hated Manny because I thought she betrayed Emma. Slow, too fast. Wild and free. I haven't heard the teaser yet, but I saw I saw the like holy water scene and I'm concerned. TBH. Just saying. Are we going to get Jungkook and Taeyo and Haechan? Cause I feel like it's gonna be a whole like I don't what Asa, what are we doing? What are we doing? Cause like that's literally like three dudes going ha, and then Haechan going and then Jaehyun going like that that doesn't sound very well balanced. First off, secondly, you have like girl like what? Here's my thing with NCT. Here's the thing I don't get. One, we're not going to sing live, but two, we're still only going to give lines to like five people in a group of now 10 people. What? Yuta sing some lines? Why can't Johnny sing some lines? Because they're not singing live anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, did I imitate him like Michael Jackson? I mean, that is his son. Is yeah. So I just don't like. I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not like. I what are what 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 what? Like it doesn't make any sense. And you know what hurts my feelings even more? And this isn't unique to NCT. It's just everyone as a whole, really. And it's whenever I got back, it's whenever I started like looking into like American boy bands. Like American boy bands, for the most part, harmonize. If nothing else, they harmonize. And it just got me thinking, how come K-pop groups have like 50, 70 members and there's no harmonies whatsoever? Like I can get it if you can't blow. Like not everyone in a boy band is going to be able to just blow like whatever. That's cool. That's whatever. But like why can't like Donnie and Taeil's part in the second verse of Touch? Why is that so unique? Why is that like ooh like why is that new? Why is that fresh? Why is that different? That should be standard in a group of 8 people. You have 8 people that you supposedly trained for however many years, but they can't harmonize like that. Like I know you didn't tell Johnny he was gonna be singing anything the way you have him and like I know you didn't tell Johnny he was gonna be singing anything. I know you didn't tell him he was gonna have some lines. I know you didn't tell him he was gonna get any solos. So what was he practicing all those years? You should have been training him on how to harmonize cause bruh, that's you're tall, you're cute, and you're gonna harmonize. Like that's what you should have been training him to do. Like I don't know. Like I'm just like I don't even need him to get more lines. Like literally just add him to someone else's lines. Win Win is the same. Like Win Win has a deeper voice. That would be interesting to hear. Yuta kind of I'm not sure, exactly sure, but I feel like I've heard him like sing pretty deep at some point in time. I'm not also something on like the Fire Truck mini album. But like girl, like I'm tired. But yeah, I'm going to finally go to sleep. But I haven't looked at like the part distribution in Back to You. What is the song? No, no. The thing that got me with Boss, it wasn't even the no lines part. He didn't even have a dance break. Not only did he not have a dance break, he literally went up to the front just to go to the back. He didn't even finish Nega Noriken and Boss. Like he didn't even finish that whole line. He was already heading back. I feel like they're like I feel like they're saying, like, bruh, you ain't going nowhere. You're debuting in NCT China. It's too late. You already signed the contract. It doesn't matter if you knew what you were getting into or not. You're debuting in NCT China, and that's that on that. Thank you very much. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. I love NCT Night Night. Like, I wish I had more time to, like, read subs for it. It's a class action lawsuit, Jay. It's going to be a class action lawsuit, to be honest. You know what's funny? I know we're I'm so it's like I want to get flamed. And I really don't. I'm just like I have no filter right now. South Parky for L, we rebuke it in the name of Jesus. We rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Because the way NCT China is set up, you know what SM needs to do? They need to not be afraid to just get that yuan, get that yen, I mean, we know they're not afraid to get that yen, but get that yuan, get that dollar, get that euro, get that Great British pound. Like, is it Great British pound or Great Britain pound? Whatever, pound sterling. Like, get yours however you get yours. Quit being concerned about what Korea thinks. Because I just keep thinking about how people want to people kind of act like Korea gave us BTS, which Korea did give us BTS, but at the same time, I've been aware of BTS since 2013. Lots of Koreans haven't been aware of BTS, weren't aware of BTS until like maybe 2016, but really like 2017. So like and that isn't to count like Korean armies. They've definitely been there since day one. Not all of them, obviously. Obviously. But like BTS was selling out shows. BTS was selling out concerts in the US from like 2014. So there's that. Like they could. And you know what pisses me off? I'm just here for it. Like, I'm into K-pop because I'm into boy bands. I'm not into boy bands because I'm into K-pop. Let's get that straight. So, like, I'm here for the art of the boy band. And it pisses me off because, like, American boy bands, either they have funding and they have, like, backing and stuff, but it's just piss poor execution, a la pretty much. Why don't, or they're, like, kind of bland. Why don't we? Or they're black, so yeah, next town down. So they have like no backing. So that's where we are there. And it's like they kind it's like it's weird because like it seems like some people are picking up on the fact that yes, a lot of American people would be really open to a boy band because K-pop is literally so huge in the US. Is for a niche genre. Let's put that there. But like I don't I don't I guess they're just expecting cuz they're American and they're singing in English that it's just supposed to pick up like that and they don't actually have to compete with like international specifically Korean acts and it's like but what do I know? Franken City's going to hell. So when are we getting NCT Nigeria, aka NCT 419? NCT Nigeria is actually NCT Ninja. Thank you very much. I don't know, they keep talking about NCT Vietnam, and it's like, girl, you have one Thai dude, 15 Chinese dudes, 20 Korean dudes, one Japanese dude. What's really good? What's actually like really good? Like, what's really good? What is good? Like, I'm just like, I feel like their concept wouldn't be an issue if SM just executed it. Like, I'm tired of SM's BS. Like, they always come up with, oh, and then when it comes to executing it, eh, like, girl. No, I mean, but pretty much can dance. Like, so that's my whole theme. Seda? Seda. How do I say that? Seda? Seda. Seda. Okay, like there are boy bands who can. Okay, there's literally one boy band who can dance. So I'll use pretty much as an example. They can dance. Literally, one of their members was on like an American dancing contest with a dance crew as a kid. Yeah, pretty much all of the members except like one or two are like good dancers, and then those two can still learn and perform choreography. It's just like pretty much in particular it has a very laid back vibe because that's just more of an American ethic, I guess you could say. But like they don't release dance practices, so you're not really going to be very aware of their dancing unless you're already into them, which defeats the purpose. They were trained to sing and dance for like 2 years before they were actually allowed to release a single. So they were trained in all of that stuff. But the way that they're being rolled out and the way that they're like the way that they're being promoted or not promoted and the way that they're like just the way that they're doing things is just very counter it's not like why would you? Like a lot of things are just like why like one thing off rip, their lyrics are like pretty risque for like a rookie boy band. Like back in the 90s, you wouldn't really, I don't think you would really hear lyrics like this from like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys in their first year of debut when they were like, what? Their average age is like 18. Like 18 going on 19. That's what most members are in the group. So like you wouldn't really hear them with the kind of lyrics pretty much has for most of their song for a lot of their songs are the kind of lyrics like NSYNC was doing on like their last album, kind of. So it's like they're a lot more forward. So like a lot of parents aren't going to be as like I guess gung ho are into their stuff. Like, Would You Mind? I really liked because I'm a fan of like old school 90s stuff. So like a lot of parents would have liked Would You Mind, but that like that's the only song that possibly a bunch of people from a bunch of different age groups would have liked, and then everything else is kind of very, I guess, forward. So that's one thing. And then that's another thing with Next Town Down. Their first single to me was kind of too like Motownish, which I think is kind of played out, especially for groups, especially if you're introducing yourself as a new group. And then they kind of went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and like their current stuff is very forward, and it's like, yeah, our experiences as like young men or whatever in LA and blah 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 blah, and it's like that's cool, but you're going to lose all the church moms who were so excited to see nice, well put together young black men doing decent music and actually singing and actually displaying talent. Okay, you're going to lose that whole audience, which is what could really form a base for you to now build upon. And then eventually get to that when you're actually like 23 or something. And when you're like grown, as opposed to like legally grown. And then, even aside from that, like the fandom culture isn't like, it doesn't have that. Say it with me, y'all. It doesn't have that infrastructure. It doesn't have the infrastructure that K-pop fandoms have. It isn't this like almost hive mind. Not quite, but a little bit. Okay, imagine, no, Jay, imagine pretty much having a physical album. Like they literally, like they barely had an EP. Like I think they're about to head on like 1 year of their official like music video release, but like they've barely had an EP, a digital EP at that. So it's like, what am I actually supposed to be doing here? Like I'm okay, but like the way pretty much was crafted is pretty much woohoo like a K-pop group because they literally scouted all over North America and a bunch of like young guys from all over North America auditioned, and funny enough they basically picked one lighter than an NC-45 from like each general region of North America, put them together in a house and said, okay, now y'all are going to be a group. You need to sing like this, you need to be able to harmonize like this, and you also need to be able to dance like this. Because if you've seen Austin, you know for a fact he was not dancing before he joined pretty much. So like that was how they crafted pretty much. But like they didn't follow through with the hip hop. Like the it isn't just the existence of K-pop groups. It isn't just the music, which we have a lot of, like K-pop groups who debuted around the same time pretty much did. Well, maybe not around the same time pretty much did, but NCT at least. Let's say 127, like the same timeline for 127, and pretty much they gave us the Fire Truck mini album, and then they gave us Taste the Feeling or whatever, the Coke commercial, and then they gave us Limitless mini album, and then they gave us Cherry Bomb mini album. They basically had a whole discography by then. A lot of pretty much his music at this point is like stuff that they've performed, but it's not actually available. Or if it's available, it's just a single. If it's a single, it's just a one-off thing. a lot of music videos are just kind of them chilling, hanging around. And it's like, that's cool to like prep and prime, but like, girl, if we're really doing it, and then I guess that's also a thing of a lot of American labels just aren't investing like that in like new acts simply because it's not structured that way. Because who's going to buy? Because more likely than not, pretty much his album is just going to be a jewel case. Who's actually going to pay $15 for that, $12 for that? Heck, even $10 for that? Not a whole lot of people. And then who's even going to be aware of the fact that even if they did have a K-pop style like album release that came with a poster and a photo book and all of this stuff, who's actually going to be aware of the fact enough to actually buy that or actually go out to buy that? So there's that whole thing. That's why we say infrastructure. Like that whole, like that's not a thing in the US. So I can see where they might have an issue like building that kind of. But yeah. And then they basically just have merch. Like they have merch, which is cool, which is one plus that pretty much kind of has is there is guy wouldn't feel super like most guys wouldn't feel super weird in pretty much merch. Like their merch is very it's their colors are like black and yellow. So it's like and it usually has this sort of uh I don't know what it's called. It's kind of I don't know, it reminds me of motocross. Not really motocross because that's like chuggered, but like that like thrasher kind of aesthetic style of graphics and stuff and like the handwriting like that's their thing which is very either or so like they have a really nice appeal but then even with some of the songs that they sing like the song that they were really pushing for this past summer was an Ed Sheeran song and it's like if people want to listen to Ed Sheeran they're gonna listen to Ed Sheeran not some random boy band so why not bring something different, something new, something interesting, so that mobilizes people to really campaign for you? They do meet and greets and stuff, but it's so like they do things, but it's so like even with their choreography, I think they've changed it a bit, but like oh my gosh. Do you know how stressful that VMA performance was? Okay, so pretty much performed at the VMAs, like great, awesome, big three privilege, whatever. And then they just like who is managing pretty much is what I want to know because you're doing a terrible job. Everyone who has ever seen Zion perform on TV knows that I don't know what happens, but he gets kind of shaky. Maybe he's just kind of nervous whenever he performs on TV. If you guys know you're performing at the VMAs, arguably the biggest award show for your target audience, and you only got a set amount of time. You have to condense your song, you have to condense your performance. And you're performing after Ariana Grande, one of the few like solid pop stars in the US at this moment. Why would you have Zion of all people sing? Like why? What? First, and that's not to say Zion can't sing. He can sing, but he seems to be the one who's most likely to get a little shaky especially for like a big televised performance that isn't just a bunch of pretty much fans, but it's just a bunch of people who have no idea who they are. He's usually the one who's most likely to get a little iffy. Why would his part be like the part that you chose? Even if it's the nicest part of the song, he's the one who's most likely to like freeze up or like get a little shaky. Why was it not Nick? Like Nick, anytime someone hears Nick sing, they're like, ooh, okay, they're singing. So like why wasn't Nick? Why wasn't it Nick, Brandon, Edwin that were the focus of that condensed performance that way at least. But even then, even if you had basic direction with what you were doing, a nice cohesive direction with what you were doing, it's still an Ed Sheeran song, so it's not that interesting. Like it's Would You Mind caught my attention because it was very different from what I'm hearing currently. Even previously, like us, is it? Yeah, Austin Mahone. He had a song that sounded very like bye and syncish, and that automatically caught my attention because it was very different from what was being played on the radio at the time. So I was like, I wonder who sings this song. So that's how I even like knew of his. That's how his existence registered in my mind. So like, I don't know. I personally believe if this is the popular sound, yeah, you might be able to incorporate certain themes, but especially for pop music, like the popular sound right now isn't very interesting. So if you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're trying to establish yourself, people are going to be paying you dust anyway. So you might as well make stuff that sticks out. That way, it's easier for your existence to register in people's minds instead of people just hearing a generic. But that's just me. Okay, they are signed to Simon Cowell's label that produced One Direction, CNCO, Little Mix, and Fifth Harmony, which is under, is it Atlantic or Columbia? I don't remember. But their name is Psycho, and they have an amazing track record. Yet here we are. Here we are! I don't, but then even, okay, so like, even with their TRL performances, which I thought were lots of fun, they basically like play to the crowd, which they're good at for like half of the performance, and then they do choreo for half of the performance. And it's like, girl, I'm not saying they need to have K-pop level choreography, because then again, you're just, to me, that's still like doing what other people are doing. So they have a more laid back aesthetic to them, laid back vibe to them. And that's a very Americana theme. Cool. Hone in on that. But you're also dancing. If you're going to dance, dance the entire song. Or at least 80% of the song. Don't dance like 40% and then just play to the crowd and freestyle and just vibe. Because then it just feels like unfinished business. But Psycho is a label. Are they a label? But yeah, they're a company that does that. They do like audition people, create groups, train them, and then put them out. But like, it, and then there's the whole like social side. There's the whole social side that's just, but see that that's actually true because like Psycho, literally some of the biggest groups in the world outside of K-pop I are literally who they've put out before pretty much. But the thing is like a lot of One Direction stans don't like anyone who isn't One Direction. So they don't like pretty much. They hate pretty much. And then harmonizers feel like pretty much is of course getting it easy because like Fifth Harmony was put in like a rinky dink apartment, pretty much was put in a mansion. Um, Ciencio stands are like whatever, and so it's just like like the brand loyalty and brand identity isn't helping them a whole lot the way it might have in a K-pop parallel. So, but then even aside from that, there's just a whole bunch of controllables that aren't being controlled, and it's just like pretty much is going on tour, yeah, around now, and I don't know. I don't know. I just like Tim was complaining that like SM is getting stagnant with their sound, but like it's actually really weird. Even if you just compare the sounds in like K-pop, I guess, and like I forgot their name. The Stereotypes is that the guys who wrote Bad Boy. They talked about being allowed to like experiment and like play with different sounds in K-pop in a way that they generally aren't allowed to or encouraged to in the US. And it's like it's sad that that even extends to like boy bands who should be just doing whatever would catch the attention of youth. But like I really want Pretty Much to be big because, like I said, I just love boy bands. So I would love for America to have its own boy band. I would love for Nigeria to have its own boy band, but that's not happening anytime soon. But like, and then the other thing, they're just here chilling. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. I mean, at least they started doing like some BuzzFeed videos and stuff like that. Like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You've done one thing right, pretty much is management. But like, why are they here? Why are they here? Literally, if you study the great American boy bands, they always pop off in Germany and then they come here and then they blow. Guess where K-pop doesn't really go that often? Germany, France, literally the entire continent of Europe. Like K-pop doesn't really go there that much. Why are you here? Why are you not pounding the pavement in freaking Germany? Where else? I don't know, maybe France, UK. Like they performed on the X Factor in the UK, but like it was kind of just a one-off thing and it's like, girl, that's a whole it's not, the big pie, but that's a whole market that K-pop aside from a few like Nugu groups, let's be honest, is paying dust. So they're open. Like girl, if you let NCT China get a foothold in freaking Germany before you do, that's all on your like you've fail, fail, fail. Like I personally just don't understand what pretty much his company is doing. Cause like even if like let's take K-pop out of the equation. If you want to be in sync, if you want to be Backstreet Boys, go to Germany. Go to Germany. Especially if you've been trying in the US for a year and nothing's really popping off like that. Go to Germany. Like I'm not like girl. I will see you when I see you. I will see you when you come back. Like I will be here. But go and sow your seeds, please. Like, I'm so confused. Like, Latin America is getting a little love from K-pop, but not that much. Like, so Latin America and Europe, K-pop like drops by like once every year and a half, vaguely speaking, but not a whole lot. So you could have your own little, I guess, BTS promotion plan where you're present, you're there, you're different, you're exciting, but you're still present and there and you're accessible. Build up your rapport, build up a fan base, get some euro, bring that back, convert it, and build yourself up. I don't know. But okay, here's my personal theory. Here's just a theory. Maybe I'm on one, maybe I'm wildin'. But I feel like once BTS finishes their Love Yourself tour, that's going to prime wherever they go for more K-pop events in those places. So pretty much his window is kind of going like this, in my opinion, because once things are primed for other K-pop acts or events to be held, then say it with me now, an infrastructure will be further built upon that's going to further expand the K-pop infrastructure, further build up the K-pop infrastructure to where it is in the US now, kind of. So, yeah. Which is great for K-pop fans, but sucky for like all of these American boy bands who are wasting time and playing games. Like it is a game. Like there isn't an entire like they didn't take like I'm so it's really funny because I specifically remember like seeing NLT a few weeks or months before I saw Shiny and like look at the difference. Who even is NLT? Shiny, 10-year veterans, OGs, icons, legends, kings. Like, and that's to say, it's not like American companies in this, in like the post NSYNC era in like 2008, 2010, 2012. Like, in the past 10 years, they have, but they flopped because there was no support. You can ask Nevada. She's like talked about it. I hope she talked about it extensively in our boy band episode of Melanetizens on SoundCloud. But SoundCloud and iTunes. But like they talked about like she was a hardcore NLT stan and their fan club literally had to do all of the promotion for them. They literally went around and like posted posters for their songs. They literally got together and made a CD for the group because they didn't actually have a CD because the company didn't bother that much with them. Like all of these themes like I mean, but it's not even just like a boy band thing, it's just US music as a whole. Like people wonder why like the music is so trash. It's because there's literally no A&R. There's no A&R. And like I'm okay with either system. I don't really care. But like I feel like US music as a whole has just completely gutted A&R down to like styling, and that's it. I feel like their entire A&R department is just, here's your hair, here's your makeup, here's your wardrobe, and that's it. Is that what I'm going to listen? Like, is that what we're going to listen to? Are we? That's why, like, it's literally just like ever multiplying lils and like this stripper's rapping, this stripper's rapping, this stripper's rapping, this stripper's rapping, and then this edgy blonde girl who is blah 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 relationships over an EDM beat. Oh my gosh, cool. Like everything's just so unimaginative, so boring, so and then like and that's what you got. So yeah. So expecting a US company, like even just making sure a group of guys can sing and harmonize, like they've already outdone themselves by US standards because that's beyond what most US companies are really doing for with most artists. Which is actually funny because people think of boy bands as untalented, but it seems like to me, in order to make it into a boy band, for the most part, you have to be pretty talented because they aren't like, yeah, they're gonna train you, but they aren't gonna train you that much. So you need to already be able to sing pretty well. Because most of the boy bands I've come across, like, they can sing very well. So it's really just a matter of packaging and like all of that. Like even TRL, I don't even know now it's a morning show. Okay, but they brought back TRL, but it was during like the last hour of school for most high school students. First off, there's no countdown, so why would anyone even care to watch if their fave isn't making an appearance on the show? And like the countdown that they have is like at the end of the I don't it's like weird. They had like a countdown at the end of the week and it was just like someone's favorite playlist or something. Like I think it was the guest favorite like music videos or something or favorite songs as opposed to people voting and having an incentive and having a reason for why they are watching. When you have so many ways to vote now, you have hashtags, you have online voting, everyone has a cell phone or something that they can vote with. That way they're invested in watching every single day just so they can say, na 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 na, we're 13 weeks number one on TRL, your fave could never, whatever petty nonsense Stan Twitter loves to do. Like, how is that not? I mean, but then that takes, I was about to say, like, and TRL, like, came back around when BTS came for, like, DNA promotions. And I was like, why is BTS not on this show? Like, that's the biggest boy band in America, let's be real. But they weren't. But the TRL Twitter is like, it was basically like, it was supposed to be like a stan. And they're constantly talking about BTS, but BTS isn't nominated for any VMAs. BTS isn't nominated for the TRL countdown because the TRL countdown doesn't exist. So it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like I don't even come up with like I'm not even joking. As soon as like I establish myself, as soon as I can like as soon as I'm like a fully functioning adult, me and Devana are setting up a consulting firm because it seems like everyone's just lost in the sauce and they don't know what to do. And it's like, girl, like it's really simple. Like it's I don't even know anything about music, yet here we are. And here you are. pretty much. NCT, Pentagon. But yeah. Okay, so it's really time for me to sleep. So I will see you all later. Now I'm really angry. This is great. Awesome. Wonderful. Bye. Sorry to quad. I like went on like 50-minute rant about stuff no one cares about. I've missed y'all too. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Bye. Sato, you never told. Am I saying your name correctly? Oh, from the UK. Oh, Jada. Sorry about that. Okay. Why aren't they on a European tour? Like, I just need someone to tell me why. Like, why? Why don't you have. Like, I get that their whole thing is that they're an American boy band, and like, I think that's awesome. I think that's what they should do, because that a Korean boy band is not going to be an American boy band, and that makes sense. But like at the same time, why are you singing Ed Sheeran songs? Like who asked for that? I feel like it's the same people who asked for Maroon 5 and Cardi B. Literally no one. Anyway, good night. Good luck. I'll see y'all. And I'll actually edit videos and post at least one within the next 7 days. Please. Bye. You all can at me on Twitter because I feel like I never see y'all outside of lives. But you can like just be like, hey, about that pretty much thing, about NCT. Lucas is actually a star honor roll student. How dare you say he would cuss out a teacher? I'm totally fine with that. That's the kind of stuff that makes the world go round. But yeah, good night. Bye. Oh, yeah. I mean, I also have Curious Cat. I kind of I'm off and on with that, but yeah, Curious Cat and Twitter, I'll probably eventually see it. So attack those, please.